All right, second week of 2024 and look at us pulling through. Are you proud of yourself? I definitely am. So for this reason, I decided to bring to you guys the best recipe I could think of because it's simple, it's easy to make, it screams comfort food, it's rich and yet it's fresh, and you have a lot of textures happening and some creaminess and some depth and some complexity and elegance because it's beautiful. It's a tomato soup. But hold on, don't turn off, don't go away. It's different because it's easier, no oven required. So let me show you how I put it together. Well, first of all, we're going to take a thick bottom pot, add olive oil, and over medium-high heat, we're going to saute some onions. Now, don't worry about the shape you cut the onions because they are going to be blended at the end. However, if you cut your vegetables in general, when you're cooking them thinner and smaller, they're going to cook faster, okay? So here's a tip for you. And if you cut in a certain size, stick to that size so they will cook at the same ratio. When they're golden, you can add garlic. Yeah, I forgot. But if you're like me, that sometimes you forget to do things or to add some ingredients, you can add garlic powder. You can add garlic powder because it doesn't need, how do you call it, sauteing, okay? You can add some garlic powder. That's what I did. All right, now we're going to add a good quality canned tomatoes. Now, whenever I go to the supermarket and I shop for canned tomatoes, because I always have it in my pantry, regardless of if I make tomato sauce or not, I always have them for those emergencies. Because I have explained to you a couple of years ago, click over here, on the difference that tomatoes have. Tomatoes for salad, tomatoes for roasting, tomatoes for making sauce, they are totally different. So choosing your tomatoes wisely, it matters because it makes a whole lot of difference at the end, okay? At the end result of your food. Whether it's a tomato sauce, a tomato soup, roasted tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, or tomatoes for a salad. Okay, so click over here and you will get linked to that video where I explain everything about it. Now a little bit of salt, oregano, or any dry herb of your preference. Thyme is really good for this recipe. And some black peppers. So in this case here, I'm adding whole black peppers because we're going to blend them later, the tomato sauce. The tomato soup, we're going to blend it, okay? So now, resist the temptation to add sugar. It does not need sugar. I will explain why. What it needs to remove the acidity is what we're going to add at the end, which is some sort of a cream. Even some plant-based milk that is unsweetened that you're going to use by using the machine, the milky plant that I absolutely love it. Love it. Did you get yours yet? Yeah, I know. You're not going to regret. I rarely associate with brands here on the channel, and you know that, but this one, you should. Now, we're not going to add sugar. Write that down because the way that we're going to get rid of that rough edge that the tomatoes sometimes they have, those like temperamental kick, that screechy taste. Oh my God, it's a lot of adjectives for one single taste. But you get my point, okay? It's not sugar. You use some sort of a base, alkaline thing, food. In this case, cream. This cream that I made, it's made out of cashews because to me, it's the best tasting one. Or you can make a rice cream, also recipes over here, or a little bit of milk, as long as it's unsweetened and not coconut milk, okay? But later, not now. All right, so now we're going to add some veggie broth. And if times are tough, you can add just water or just veggie bouillon. Nobody's gonna say, oh my God, I love the soup, except you use veggie bouillon and I don't like it. Right? They're not gonna do that. And if they do, you kindly show them the door, respectfully. All right, so now we're going to blend it. And now we're going to allow it to cook a little bit more. All right, so now that our soup is cooking, we are going to make, this is something that is going to make a whole lot of difference. So tomato soup sometimes, or at least it should be accompanied by a cheesy bread. But we're not gonna make that separately. We're gonna make everything together. And that's one of the best things about this recipe, because tomato soup, like I said, it's like a very silky, smooth, velvety soup, but this one has texture because you're adding those breads, those chunks of bread inside. And for that, we're going to use stale bread, cut into chunks, like bite-sized chunks. Add them to a bowl. Now you add some black pepper, some garlic powder, some vegan Parmesan cheese. Toss the Parmesan a little bit so it doesn't get stuck on the top. And add olive oil. And now with the tip of your fingers, gently mix it through. All right, so now you can choose. You can pan-sear them in a dry with no oil skillet, or you can put them in the air fryer, or you can put them in the oven. Now it's your choice, okay? And now we're going to add the cream. And also some vegan cheese on top. And we are going to cover the pot, lower the heat, and allow the cheese to melt. Now, if you own an oven, by all means you can do that. Put it under the broiler, okay? And then allow it to grill for, I don't know, until it's golden. So I don't know your oven. You tell me, okay? Until it's golden on the top, but do not allow the cheese to get dry. Now you can just add some fresh herbs on top, basil, to get a little bit more of a freshness and a whiff of summer, and just serve it just like that. So you have a lot of texture, a lot of flavors, some richness, some freshness from the tomatoes, and a very comforting meal. Addicted to love. I'm so proud of myself. Guys, can I say something? I love my job. 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 So good. You should try it. So let me know in the comments below if you love tomato soup and if you're gonna make it. And if you do, please send me some. Please do that. Or invite me over. I will happily go. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, share, and make this recipe. And tag me on Instagram because I love when you do that. And I was gonna say something else. Oh, I wanna know something. Any New Year's resolution? Write down to me on the comments, okay? I love you all and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.